waste is money. But the problem is we want millions now. We are so used in making sure even if you've got food and you don't have electricity, if you need to put that in a pot and put it in a stove, you rather not eat and eat bread. You want things that are instant. Instant oats, you want an microwave, it's instant. Everything is now. I want it now. That's why we are not making it in the plastic industry, especially in waste. It doesn't mean we don't need it, doesn't have money, but it needs someone who has patience. It needs someone who knows that, okay, I am building a company that is going to be sustainable, not a company that is going to make me to eat today and that's it and close shop. With all the challenges that I'm leaving you with today, I want you to ponder. There are many waste streams, like your carpet, like your paper, like your glass, like your tins. There's a couple of those. But the problem is, what is it that you will be doing in order to save Earth? What is it that you will be doing in order for you not to eat plastic, but to eat what? To eat fish. Even if you eat fish now, can you even as I say, we used to eat mustang, and mustang, like, it's very nice, but you don't get that because of what is happening in the ocean. So I want you to start thinking.
Yeah, it's fine.
I want to leave them with something.
Okay.
I want to,
Sure, no problem.
before I know they will have
Yeah,
pleasure.
yeah.
I want to leave you with something today. You will have a time in your life where you feel that you are tired. You are even tired of learning or studying. Sometimes you will feel that whatever you are doing, it's not adding value to your life. Now, that is the reality of life. I want you to actually sit back, think about you as a person. Think about the fact that even today I go to archive and pull whatever I've learned in the banking industry. I pull whatever I've learned throughout my marketing degree period, my 4 years, and it makes sense. It has a proven fact that companies that are built by people that are academic, they survive because they've got a backing here. You understand? So whatever you are doing, whether you want to be employed or you don't want to, you will definitely need what you are doing. I want to share the story before. There were 3 floors, and there was an eagle. In life, there will always be someone who is ahead of you, and you will always want to be there. An eagle was sitting in the mountain, in the hill, and was saying to these frogs, I belong here. Maybe someone is saying that to you, maybe you are aware of the world. Mostly, it's our people that are next to us that are saying, be it your spouse, be it your sister, your brother, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your friend. Is what I say. Is saying now, you will never make it. You can get as much degrees, you can get as much PhDs, you can get as much, but you will never make it. So this eagle was sitting there and saying to these 3 frogs, you will never make it. The first one said, just around 12 o'clock, he said, you know what, really I cannot. How many of you that you started with that have dropped out because they like that before? They said, I cannot do it because the eagle was saying, come and you won't be able. And they felt the pressure of your books. And when you feel the pressure that you cannot make it, it's easy to take a way out, an easy way out and say, I quit. In fact, who has a degree at home? In fact, I'm a postgrad level. Who has that? I'm aiming to have a PhD at home. I'm the first one, in fact, to have a diploma. Then the other said before. That's what the frog did. The second one tried and tried. But what saddens my heart is the fact that whenever you are tired, there are those silent whispers. Not only the people now, your own silent whispers that are telling you that, why are you doing this? Why, oh, prof? It's because it's prof. Why? I don't want to be prof. He did it. So what? Some they have achieved this. So what? At least I can take what I have and just build my own empire with what I have. Those silent whispers that will tell you otherwise. So the second one said, no, I cannot do it anymore. There will be time. Even in business, I had times when I wanted to resign. I don't know, I've been looking for someone whom I can give a resignation. There's no one I can give a resignation. So I don't have an option of quitting. But there are times when you feel I've got about 46 people in the factory alone. Then they need salaries. And I'm like, the 25th is around the corner. How I wish I can just die on the 25th and then after the next day. And then on the training side, I've got 19 people. And then I've got over 100 people that are staying in the landfill. When I'm not there on a daily basis, they call me and say, where are you? We want to buy. So in order for them to eat, they depend on me. So what do? So the third one kept on making sure that I will make it. Midnight, when the third frog was next to the eagle actually said, I'm the frog. When you are up there, when the president visits you, just like the people are going to say, the eagle asked the frog, are you a real frog? There is no way the frog kept on being silent. Do you know why? The frog was deaf. The frog saw the other two jumping, and the frog saw there's an eagle there, and they are aiming to go next to the eagle. The frog was deaf. What is it that you hear outside? Depends on you. I want you, by the time you leave it, to have a strong, we call it a suppose. You filter what you hear, because you know some, their dreams or their dream is to at least have a loaf of bread, and your dream is to own a bakery. So I want you to strive and soldier on. Keep on keeping on. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just facilitating the question and answer segment. Maybe you can join us, ma'am. I'll put a chair here for you. Okay, so we have 15 minutes, so you can ask anything. You don't have to ask, you can also comment. because I think it's also important. I loved the story of the frog and the,
Yeah.
because let me tell you, even in our workspace, we are not entrepreneurs, but we also have people who will say, no man, these industry things have never been done. Why are you bringing people? So sometimes you need to close your ears to those. Okay, any comments, questions? Yes, sir. Please tell us, because we went there, so who are you? Yeah, I know you're from the Masters Economics group, right? Yeah, honors. Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to do my my name is Sibulele Ngozi. As Prophet said, I'm doing financial markets honors, and I'm also an entrepreneur. Actually. Yes, I own a company called Entrepreneurial Leadership Institute. So I am more interested in the trainings that you were actually talking about. Yes. So my company focuses on communication, competitive and professional, and entrepreneurial leadership training. So I have a project that I'm doing with the business management department for the 3 years, entrepreneurial leadership, basically, Islam and others. So what I want to do, basically, is what you're doing in the rural areas. Because when I started out, I actually wanted to effect back home, but I'm still starting out, and as you might have experienced that when you're working with rural areas, the issue of funding, the logistics can be hectic. So I have comment and a question. I will start with the question and then comment after. So the question is, how does a person partner with you, or like smaller businesses, how do they partner with you in terms of training, or do you just, as it's called in business, swallow them up? So basically the question is, how do you basically partner with smaller businesses, or do you just buy them out? And then the comment is, the frogs. So currently right now, as you know, when you're starting out in business, you don't make as much money as you want to. And I have had questions asking myself, why do I have to do this? And I really want to thank you about the story of the frogs, because I realized that it was the eagle that I was listening to, actually. So thank you very much for that story.
Let's go a round of 3. Okay, the second comment or question? Yes, thank you. Okay.
Can I answer the question?
Oh, you've already asked the question.
Yes.
Okay, let's hold on. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Ma'am, when you are collecting the waste, how did you manage the social factors, the attitudes of the people when you're collecting the waste from them?
Okay. One more question, then we give a response. No matter how silly it is, please ask. Okay, go ahead.
So before I say anything, I want to thank you for coming in. I actually learned a lot from what you're saying. But I want to know, what's the actual process of becoming an accredited facilitator?
Okay. All right. So there was a comment about the frogs, and then there was also a question. Do you eat them up, or do you do you work with them? How would you partner with somebody who's interested in partnering with you? That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. I've tried partnering, especially when I was starting out, but I found out it's not working for me. How so? Because, as I said to you, one would want to have a loaf of bread, and the other is aiming for a bakery. In a bakery, you know, most and the cakes, the cream buns, there's a lot in there. So if the goal is not the same, then you will never achieve what you want to achieve. Having said that, government is taking training company, I must be honest with you. If I did not partner with people, I wouldn't have had the projects that I have. I didn't even have a half or a quarter of the projects that I have. I tendered with one company, which is mine. I got a few or whatever, but the remainder of my projects are JV projects. What that means is we have to make partnership work. I am willing to work with people like you because at the moment I'm working on having an entrepreneurial hub where it's an incubation on an accelerator program. We just bought property in Vincent, where SMEs will come, will equip, will support and ensure that they grow. So I am open to suggestions and I'm open to partnership. I'm also a mentor. I told you I used to work for ABSA. Fortunately for me, they gave me a 3-year contract to mentor SMEs. I'm the one who's invoicing them. That's what happens when you get out of your comfort zone. So we can talk about that. The prof can give you my details and then we can pursue and see how best we make sure that this thing ends up. How do I manage the attitude of collectors? Fortunately for me, I'm a recycler, not the actual collector. I said there are 3 stages. There's an arm of a collector. This one is a recycler. There are these ones that are doing the oil, also are doing plastic furniture irrigation types. We call them converters. So I'm here. However, when you are starting up, you don't have plastic. You need to go and collect yourself. It's not easy, especially with how we see waste. Some of the silent whispers that we know that there is the fact that what are people going to say when I'm collecting waste? We are blacksmiths, let's be honest about it. So, you see? So when you go out, you see a lot of plastic. My husband, I'm working with him. He used to work for the municipality, but I said to him, no, why are you wasting your time here? Come and with me. So he is my production manager. He used to work for Mercedes-Benz for 15 years. So he always comes back and say to me, I met these guys and I actually said, there's one. You see at Boxer, there's a lot of plastic outside. So we say, come, let's collect this, I'll give you money. No, we can't, we'd rather go home. That's the mentality of our people when they see that they need to collect this kind of waste. Whereas, you know you have built something, there's an empire in projects that have built out of the same waste. So it's a matter of knowing what you want. If they can't, they don't want to collect, there's nothing we can do. Hence, we have resorted into going back now to what I'm saying, buying from big organizations, which is something that we do not want. We wanted to see SMPs that are going to be feeding us with the raw material. We wanted cooperatives that are going to be feeding us. There's funding. Even the president, when he was here, he was saying to us, where are the cooperatives that are paying that? We couldn't even identify one because people are not there. People are not willing to work for them. So it's kind of difficult. How do you become an accredited facilitator? We train them. We are accredited with ETDPC, Education and Training. We run trainings in our offices once a month for assessors, for facilitators, and for moderators. So one, we are specific information, and then you pay, attend, and then we advise you further on the next step that you need to take in order to be a facilitator. Fortunately, I use my graduates most of the time to go and facilitate. So I make sure that they are accredited facilitators, and then they love, most of them they love what they're doing. So I make sure that I can do. So I love what God has done today to make you to be the one who's going to introduce doing this right. As a facilitator, that's what you do. And one of the things that I was looking is was the eye contact. And do you have enough confidence? I was like, she can be a facilitator. So you will be the next facilitator.
Okay. There was a question. One more round of 3. Yes. You wanted to ask something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask something. So, as you're saying that you are a processor, right? You process those wastes. So, with you being there, are there any competitors, any challenges that you experience as an individual and also as a business? What is the challenges that you're expecting?
And the biggest one for me is that I'm a woman.
Okay.
And I'm black. And when I go with my husband and we meet these people, I'll give you one of the stereotypes that we need to accept, because there's nothing we can do. You know, I'm the first black woman to own such a company in Eastern Cape. I'm the third in the country. So, it's not going to be easy for them to accept the fact that I'm there. So we'll go to the boardroom with my husband, we'll put a story, and I'm there as a director, and then he will introduce me, this is my director, I'm the production manager, and then they will go like, you were wise to put her as a director. Oh, okay. I'm the one who started the business in 2015, who was still working. This was done at home, so, you know, but it's fine. And then they will carry on as if I'm not in the room and talk to the man. You see? Then you feel that, oh, okay, it's fine, as long as the charcoal is Do we have competitors? Yes, we do have competitors. And the same competitors, they can't compete with us. Why? Not only I'm a woman or a black, I'm the one company in Islam that can wash dirty plastic. No one competes with us. Even those big companies, they use us as toll. So they use us, if they don't have their dirty plastic, they bring also to us to process. So we kind of closed a huge gap that was sitting like there nicely, and IDC said to me, we want to fund you because you are the right person to be a black industrialist. Did I answer your question?
Thank you. Okay, go first. Okay, so for Claudia Shift 3, let's start with your question. Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Simon. Because you're talking about sustainability, is you're employing people around the community and all, and also you're helping environmentally. My question is that as in converting plastic down to their original form, that's what you do, right? Converting down to its original form. Is it not maybe invisible? Because you mentioned something about there is money in this business, like recycling. So I don't know, is it because I don't know if slow mo. Okay, what's in there? We change our plastic.
Yes, little pellets.
We change it, we nyibilikise kanjena.
Yes.
Ikhona imali apha yeyiphi yona nto because iplastic mhlawumbe uzayifumana in small quantities, like awuzoyifumana ide engakanana, uyabona, and then uyenze wese uphinde inyibilikise iphele ibe ncane, uyabona. So I'm trying to know,
yes,
zama ukubona ubana inoba mhlawumbe imali iphi.
Thank you for triggering and interrogating the process. That's exactly what I'm
And also because over time into zeplastic nento nokwenziwa kwazo ziyatshintsha. So imagine zenu, do you have to always be changing them okanye zithini yabona laa nto leya andinike ii-problems nakulaa nto kuthiwa ukolekta kwenu. Is it, do you look for into ezithi is recyclable okanye ikhona indlela yenu eniyisebenzisayo to do i-collection into ze-separation and then recycle and just
Let's take the second one, Spencer.
All right.
Spencer, by the way, is from the law faculty, so we have brought in the guys from law to understand hands and sense.
Thank you very much. Mine is going to be a little bit difficult to ask because it's pertaining to something that is kind of sensitive, especially in the region at the moment. There is this language of corruption that is being that is reigning supreme in the news and everywhere. So I'm trying to think: is it really possible, to make it without knowing someone in the offices? I'm talking about kickbacks. All the checks and all that. Maybe you watch experience around that, have you been tempted, or how are your views around the issue of corruption?
Okay, one more question. Please introduce yourself. Where are you from?
I'm Kamvale me, I'm from law, working law. Mine was supposed to be Isingoma, was Hamdi one, but I'm mainly interested in trying to think that, I'm from Mount Fletcher in Transkei, and the closest part that I've seen this business model that has been coming up, particularly with metals. Then get piled up, then you switch along by the roadside, and then the truck eventually comes. When it decided to come eventually, that then you have to tuck in your stuff, then you get money. But sad enough, it's been done by old people. Then say, sick. It was so sad to see when 9 at sick, it's cold. It's parents sitting outside guarding with these, But my question is, what are your thoughts on expanding, if that's the right question, or to save? Because as I'm saying that, I think that truck is coming from KZN where they do the recycling, and so that former side of called Transkei doesn't really have much of these ideas coming around.
All right.
Okay. Is there money in the pellets? Yes, most definitely there is. You are quite right when you are saying when it comes to plastic it's a numbers game, it's a volumes game. You need, one will call me and say, we've got plastic, but the plastic to me that's not plastic. And they will tell me, we've got a lot of plastic. Okay, what is a lot to you? It's not a lot to me, because in order for me to get it into that stage, it has to be washed, it has to be shredded, it has to be pelletized, extruded. So that means I need a lot. However, remember, a kg is a kg. You buy a kg from people. For instance, you buy it between R1.50 depending on what type of plastic, depending on how dirty it is, between R1.50 and R2.50. You process it, and then maybe you can process it at around R2 a kg. That's where I get even now I'm like, why are they taking R1.50? I used to be there, I was earning at least. I didn't know when you have these torrents and this torrent makes a lot of money, and if you've got clients, then you will manage. And then you sell it at 11 as a pellet. Let's say now, for argument's sake, I'm a converter and I make, let's say, this bottle. If I'm selling my pellets for 11 rand and I'm selling this bottle for 20 rand, that's where I'll be making a lot of money. Do you get my point? Hence, in future, I would love to convert that plastic into an end. However, in business, you need